Hello and welcome to the Wasteland Wrap. I'm your host, Jacob Holmes, and I'm joined this week again by Romona Comet. Things have changed a little bit on the layout of the show since you've been here, Ramona. You were our
Mhm.
first host when we just pulled everything together, so a little bit more of a professional look now. Thank you for being back and joining me. We have
Of
some
course.
interesting topics to get into today. I'm just trying to get into the chat. We've had some technical issues. I had to restart my computer before the stream, and so now I'm just now realizing. But I'm in the chat now. Okay, so good. So now
Yeah.
we can monitor the chat. Um, Again, welcome. We have several topics to talk about from this week, and really, there's a couple more that we could have pulled, um, but I just picked five of the ones that I thought we should talk about. Um, First up, we have the Coyote versus Acme trailer, which
Mhm.
our founder Duke just let me know that it's actually spelled VS on there. If you see that's Coyote v Acme, is what I have, which is how it would be done in a legal context. Okay,
Ye
so
yeah.
if you actually follow courtroom when it's something versus something, it's the little V dot. And I just assumed,
Yes.
I made an assumption that that's how it was, and I think it's better, so I'm just gonna leave it. Didn't have time to change it. So, but Coyote versus Acme, I don't know about you. Obviously, there was a lot of news for a long time about Warner Brothers shelving this movie for a tax
Mhm.
write-off. And then it went through a whole deal where finally Ketchup Entertainment was able to get distribution rights. I think Warner Brothers still gets some profit off the theaters. They just don't have to do the marketing part.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're finally going to get to see Coyote versus Acme, and we finally got to see a trailer, a trailer for it. And speaking of Warner Brothers, um, the trailer is very anti Warner Brothers and making
It's
Warner
not
Brothers
subtle.
into the bad guy.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of the first footage from the trailer?
I wasn't really a Looney Tunes girl when I was growing up. Um, but I did obviously watch Bugs Bunny and all that a little bit here and there. But I think it looks really funny. Knowing the context of the movie itself, I think makes it more intriguing to me than if it were just a Coyote, Roadrunner movie, I probably would have no interest in going to see it, but knowing the backstory of the movie, and I'm always down for any movie that wants to take on the big corporations and kind of stick it to the man, so to speak, then I'm down for seeing it. I think it looks pretty humorous. Like I said, it's not subtle in taking digs against Warner Brothers. So yeah, I'm excited to see it. I think it's actually going to do really well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we're about to look at some of the screenshots actually from it. But
Mhm.
I didn't really love the day the Earth blew up. I don't know if you even went and saw that. If you're not a Looney Tunes
Mm-mm.
person,
I did not see that, no.
I'm not like a huge Looney Tunes fan necessarily, but I mean I enjoy it. And so I went
Mhm,
to see that, and the animation style was good, but some of the humor and just the story didn't quite work for me as well as I hoped it
mhm.
would. I mean, a lot of people really enjoyed that movie, but this looks a lot better to me. Like I'm just the premise of Acme Corporation is at fault. They're giving you all these faulty items,
Yeah,
and now we're gonna sue, and Will Forte as the kind of like down and out lawyer helping with that.
it fits, yeah,
It's gonna be
and
pretty
John
funny.
Cena being on the opposite side is perfect. He's got
Yes,
the smarmy stuff going on, yeah.
and here we go with some of the images. I clipped this just because I thought this opening with Roadrunner, um,
Yeah,
it's such a cool effect to have Roadrunner in the animation against the 3D,
mhm,
and not just from like a still perspective, but with the camera moving and kind of following it like a race car.
yeah,
Um, that was just a nice touch. Let me move on. Here we have Wile E. Coyote in one of his classic schemes. He's got the rocket roller skates on to catch up with Roadrunner, and I'll let you imagine what happens when he tries to activate those. If you guess he blows
Yep,
up, it's a pretty good guess. Um, we got him in court with the Acme Sucks sign next to Will Forte.
yeah.
It's gonna be fun to see their interaction. I guess Wile E. Coyote is going to speak, maybe, but he doesn't speak in this trailer,
No,
which
yeah.
just entered
I
my
don't know how I feel
mind.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's not going to speak.
I don't know.
Maybe they can. I mean, he didn't speak in the trailer, so I don't.
He doesn't really need to though, because I mean, Coyote's always been very expressive without
Yeah,
having to say a word.
and
I
that's
don't
that's
think
kind
that.
of part of his charm. So I guess we'll see how
Yeah.
that happens in the. Here's John Cena, and I don't know why it's clipped that way, but here he is apparently like the opposing counsel for
Of
Acme,
course.
the
Mhm.
lead counsel. Here we have a nice. I thought this was a fun little moment where we have Porky Pig all beaten up and spitting out a tooth after he is hit by an Acme wrecking ball.
Yep.
Um, I really, I really had to highlight this. John Cena choking out Tweety Bird, which is not necessarily something I ever thought we would see. Um, but it was quite a funny image in my mind. And this is the only one in the
This was
trailer.
a good one too.
Foghorn Leghorn, does he look a little different than the normal? He seems a little
He
off to
does. He
me.
looks a little he doesn't look like classic Foghorn, but I don't mind it. I like that. I liked that scene in the trailer. I thought it was pretty fun.
I think it's interesting that
Just given, like I said,
Foghorn Leghorn is
yeah,
like the representative of Acme. Like I guess I don't know if he's the
right.
owner of Acme or what, but like I don't know if
Uh,
that's got any connection to the cartoons and that's something we should know about. But I was just like, oh, they're using Foghorn Leghorn as the big bad, which is kind of funny to me. And then finally we have just a shot, and I did not pull up this actress's name, but she seems to be like the co-counsel.
that's Lana Condor.
Okay, Lana Condor.
She,
Thank you.
yeah, she was in her big three were the
P.S.
To All the Boys I Loved Before. Yeah,
Yeah, to all
I
the
love this
yeah,
movie
okay.
so
Okay.
much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um and here they are watching something bad go down in their car. But she seems to play a big role as well. I mean, like Will Forte and John Cena are the kind of two
Yeah.
lead counsels, so they get the more of the spotlight. And there's actually a whole team. There's one more shot that I didn't pull, but there is like a whole two more
Mhm.
people that seem to be on their lawyer team to flesh out the
And we get a view of we get a nice little tease of Bugs Bunny at the end of that
Yes,
trailer
we
too,
did,
which is
which
fun.
I did not pull,
Yeah.
but yeah, we got a little
Yeah.
"What's up, Doc?" in the silhouette of Bugs Bunny, which is
It
interesting because what do you think that means? What do you think that really?
man, I don't know. It could be anything. It kind of had not in terms of the storyline per se, but it anytime I see the cartoons kind of mixed in with uh live action, it sends me back to Roger Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all of the various cartoon characters that kind of have cameos in that movie as well. So, you know, seeing Porky Pig and everything in this, obviously it's Looney Tunes, so you're going to, but I don't know. At the end, I saw Bugs Bunny, and I think that was I think that's when I was like, okay, it does look fun, but bring Bugs in. I think I'll definitely want to go see it just to see what the hell he's going to be doing there.
Well, that's I mean that shows then why they did it because like my only thing was like hopefully Bugs isn't too much of a I mean, too much of a presence in the movie because it'll be good to
Hmm.
have Bugs in there a little bit, but obviously this is a very Wily and Roadrunner, and
Oh
Bugs
yeah,
kind of sucks so much attention. And it's like, obviously the
you
way
don't
the
want it to be a
trailers,
Bugs Bunny movie. Yeah,
it
yeah,
seems like maybe Bugs is going to show up at a pivotal moment and help them. And
yeah.
they're like, I mean, well, it's Bugs. Okay, so yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm just glad that we get to watch it. It looks like it's really fun. I'm happy for everyone involved because I know
Hmm.
everyone that made
Finally
this. I
getting it
mean,
out there. Yeah. I mean,
I
it's like that with so many movies, even movies that I'm sure are pure garbage. Like, there are people who put their time and effort and money into making these things. So it's always disappointing when something gets shelved. So it's nice to see that this one actually is going to finally see the light of day and people are going to be able to go see it. And I know that there's a huge fandom of Looney Tunes fans who I'm sure are excited to see it too. So it's good.
yeah. Speaking of big fandoms, we have another
Hmm.
trailer from another very popular universe. We got the
Hmm.
Clayface trailer from DC, which is DC's first foray into horror, or at least
Yes.
in a while, where we're getting an official horror movie in a DC universe. So this is connected.
Yeah.
This is in the same universe as Superman,
Yep.
but looks a lot more like Batman, which of course there will be a Batman in that universe too at some point. Um,
Mhm.
but not in. This is not connected to Robert Pattinson, Batman, Colin Farrell Penguin universe. This is in the Superman universe, and so, but yeah, we have this great trailer. And why did I not? I've had so many technical issues. I've been focused on the little things of getting the stream together, and I forgot to look up the name of this. Well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll just pull up the Screenage Wasteland article because that has all the details, and we were going to do that anyway. So
Yeah.
I'll read from there. Oh wait, that's hello. We are on the wrong. Oh, it's because I restarted my computer. Okay,
There you
here we
go.
are. All right, so Clayface trailer previews DC Studios first foray into horror.
James
This is
Boston's.
written by Marmaduke Carlston, our leader. Um, so we got the teaser, and okay, so this is Tom Reese Harris. I'm not sure how you
Reese.
pronounce that.
Reese.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Reese.
In the title role of the Gotham City villain Clayface, and Clayface has a name, a human name somewhere. I think it's like I can't find it. Anyway, um,
Let's see.
this is written by Mike Flanagan, which is obviously promising.
Yes.
Based on a story by Flanagan and characters from DC, produced by Matt Reeves. So Matt Reeves' touch is in there. James Gunn, Peter
Matt
Safran,
Hagen.
Harris,
Matt Hagen
Matt
is his name.
Matt
Or
Hagen.
Hag I think it's Hagen. Yeah, Matt Hagen.
Yeah,
I'm
that
sure if
sounds
I'm
right.
wrong, someone can.
The plot synopsis here is Clayface unravels one man's horrifying descent from rising Hollywood star to revenge-filled monster, in a story that explores the loss of one's identity and humanity, corrosive love, and the dark underbelly of scientific ambition. That's a lot of interesting things for a DC villain movie to be tackling. The trailer um has the one. It's basically one shot cut to lots of different
Mhm.
shots. So we have
Mhm.
the one. The trailer is just like this really disturbing kind of shot of his face wrapped up
Wrapped
with
up
the
face. Yeah.
one really bloodshot eye focused on, and it's just kind of a very slowly zooming, and you can
Mhm.
tell that there's just his face is mangled under the bandages, and then like his eye, it's just his eye is just communicating like my life is like it's kind of sad, it's kind of angry, it's kind of a mix of things, and then we get a lot of cuts to
Yeah.
what we get some looks at what his normal face before whatever
Mhm.
happened as the Hollywood
Mhm.
star, and then we get some like some good body horror type stuff. Of course, the ending shot.
Yeah.
A lot of people are talking about the ending shot where he's in the
The
bathtub.
bathtub. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was great.
and his face looks normal, and then he just
Yeah.
wipes it, and it's just
Smears it. Yeah.
clean. There's also an
Yeah.
important shot in the trailer, which is something a lot of people, because everything else about this is so classic body horror, right?
Mhm.
Um, but the Clayface villain does a lot of things that are not just body horror. I mean, he shifts, and
Yeah.
there's a silhouette, there's a shadow of him like
Yeah.
turning his hand into like a mace and bringing it down
Yeah.
on somebody. So he is going to do the Clayface stuff somewhere in this. But
Yeah.
obviously the more the focus is on someone whose identity was very wrapped up in their sense of in their
Their
looks,
appearance. Yeah.
and now they have this disfigured. Of course, once he's Clayface, I don't know. I mean, he can change it to whatever he wants, I guess. So, I mean,
Mhm.
technically, I guess he can go back. But I think it's going to be very, very interesting. The vibes of the trailer were definitely on point. It sounds like you're pretty excited for this.
I am. I'm not a huge DC person. I prefer Marvel, but I did enjoy Superman a lot, the new Superman. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for Supergirl too. So, and I actually had heard a little bit about Clayface, but I watched the trailer this morning just to kind of get a better feel for it. And I had no idea Mike Flanagan wrote it. I fucking love Mike Flanagan. So anything he's doing, even if he's not directing it, I'm gonna give it a shot because I just think he's incredible, very underrated as a writer director. So seeing the Mike Flanagan helped with the screenplay, put me on board, and then the trailer. And I don't like body horror. Like I love horror. There's my scary movie T-shirt, but I do not like body horror. I hate it. I don't wanna say I hated, but I really dislike the substance because I couldn't handle the body horror. But this looks like I can actually handle it. And I don't know if it's because I know it's a comic book movie. I'm not sure, but just what I've seen in the trailer, I'm very intrigued by this. I'm actually really excited to see it, especially if it ties into the I don't know, would you is it the DCU? You said it was connected to Superman, but not like the
Yeah,
Gotham Robert Pattinson.
yeah, that's right. And I don't
Okay.
know what city this is set. I mean, maybe it's set in Gotham,
Well, it
which we
says
haven't.
Gotham because I think it said Max, I don't know how to say his like Max Magella. He plays a Gotham City detective who's in this movie.
Okay,
So I'm assuming
so
yeah. So I'm not
that makes
sure.
sense. I mean, that's the vibe of the
Yeah.
city that's in the
I got
trailer.
yeah. Seeing the trailer, I was like, this is very Batman-esque, dark, Gotham City kind of feel to it. So I'm down. I'm excited to see it. Um, we'll see how sometimes the trailers always make something look really good, and then you go see it and you're like, this is not what I was expecting. But I am very intrigued by this one for sure.
Do you think we'll secretly see a new Batman for the proper DC universe slipped into this movie?
Um, if we do, I bet it's at the end. I bet it's not because I don't think they're going to focus on that or introduce him too soon. But if we do get a glimpse of it, I bet it's towards the end of the movie. Or if they do, I don't know. I don't think DCU they don't do end credits, do they? Scenes.
I
I
don't think
don't.
so.
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think
But I
so.
think if we do, it'll be at the end of the movie. I don't think that they're going to want that to kind of overshadow what they're trying to do. Otherwise,
Yeah, and obviously you get the issue with there is still Robert Pattinson Batman movies going on, and that
hmm
Batman is not in the same universe. So it's like if you have another Batman, most people are smart enough to figure it out, but some people will be confused. Um,
yeah,
there is another element of this is a lot of people feel like Marvel movies, especially lately, have become very samey and just like they can't
yeah,
break out of. They're a little bit rigid, which is crazy because the one of the great aspects of the MCU before was that they hit all these different genres. Like Captain
yeah,
America: Winter Soldier was an espionage movie that felt very
yeah.
different from like Thor, which was like a Shakespearean kind of at first. And so
Sci-fi. Yeah.
yeah, and so they weren't really in the same vein, and now they've become
Now they are.
lately
Yeah.
a little more just like rapping. But this is the
Yeah.
right step for DC to be like, we can give you Superman, and then this is going to be
Mhm.
very, very different. And then I
I
think
like it. Yeah.
and then we'll gradually get Batman. I think also eventually when they do Justice League, it'll be like Superman will be the real leader and creator of Justice League, which
Mhm.
makes a lot more sense than Batman to me. That's just
Yeah, I was not a fan of any of the
I get Batman working with Justice League and being a part of it, but I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know if Batman's like I really want to get my friends together to solve crimes. Like that sounds
I
more
don't
like
think Batman has any friends.
I think
Like
that's more of
this
a I think that's more of a Superman being like, hey man, we need you to help us, with the Justice League. We got some bigger threats."
Yeah.
And Batman being like, "Okay, I'll do
I would
whatever."
love to see it with that darker angle. I like and I was not a fan of the Zack Snyder films. I think the only real in terms of that universe, I liked the first Wonder Woman. That was about it. But I like I like where they went with the new Superman. I'm excited to see where they go with Supergirl because I don't think she's gotten any attention that she deserves. So I'm excited to see she gets her own movie. But I'm also excited to see how they kind of pull in the other characters from this universe, and like you said, it's very different vibes, and I love that they're going horror with some of the villains, like, because they should, because Tim Burton's Batman was great because it was like a campy, comic book movie, and it worked, and having the villains be kind of that campy, humorous kind of villains, it was fine. But I want to see something darker for DC. So I'm excited that they're finally trying something different instead of, because to me the Zack Snyder universe was all the same. Like all of it just felt the same to me. So
Well, yeah,
I hope that this continues.
and the Snyder universe was a little too dark and gritty, really, for the Superman stuff. Which is the only question for the DC is how when they bring their
Mhm.
two big hitters, Batman and Superman, are such different aesthetics and different
Yeah, how you
vibes.
gonna bring those together? Yeah.
How do you they just gotta nail they gotta figure out how to nail the Justice League, which is probably again why I think a Batman focused Justice League is like a grittier Justice League, whereas I kind of think everyone else in the Justice League has got more of that bright
Mhm.
Marvel per se
Aesthetics, yeah.
aesthetic, where you can
Yeah,
just bring
yeah.
Batman in as the dark guy that's kind of like,
Just change
why is it so
the
bright?
film grading every time he's on the screen, just change it and then
Batman's
bring it
just
back.
like, is it ever night here? When can I blend in? Um,
Right.
so yeah, no, it's funny thing about Mike Flanagan. This is apropos of nothing, but
Mm,
I found out that Life of Chuck, the dance
yeah.
scene in particular, was filmed in downtown um uh Foley in a place they call Owa or OWA, Foley,
Oh, wow.
Alabama. I was just there
Really?
like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't even really recognize that that was the scene from Life of Chuck, but I was
That's where they
like,
did it? Yeah.
I just happened to look up and I was like,
Aw.
oh man, that's the place where they filmed the Life of Chuck scene.
I freaking love that movie. And we just watched it again a couple weekends ago. My husband hadn't seen it yet. We watched it. Love that movie. Loved it.
Yeah,
Very underrated for
I was
last
not a
year.
huge fan of it, but I enjoyed the dance
Mhm.
scene. And I
Yeah.
it's very cool because it's Alabama. We don't have like a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
times where we're
I was gonna
in
say you guys
movies.
don't have a lot of a lot of filming going on in Alabama.
No, no, not a whole lot.
Georgia gets
Even
all
though,
of it.
yeah, we're trying to do a little bit, but we're not there. Moving on
Yeah.
to a topic that neither of us are super versed on, but we will try.
Mm-mm.
Um, and why are we doing this if we're not that versed on it? Well, so they just announced the casting for Alex Garland's Elden Ring adaptation for
Mhm.
A24. So we're gonna talk about who's cast in it. But really, the reason I wanted to talk about it, this is a big deal for A24. The budget is reported to be
Mhm.
over 100 million, which
Pretty
is the
big.
first time
Mhm.
that A24 has ever spent uh, over 100 million on a movie. Um,
Yeah.
of course, Alex Garland is a director they really believe in, despite the fact that a lot of people are very divisive on Alex Garland. It's him and Ari Aster have a lot of leash at A24 because I mean, Civil War was one of the most expensive ones they've ever made before this.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
And it's not like that was I mean, it did well. Civil War is one of the best performing A24 movies, but it's not like it did gangbusters. And then Beau was
Right.
Afraid lost him a lot of money for Ari Aster.
Ugh.
Um, but uh, but this is a big commitment, and what I think is interesting about it, we're going to go over to the Screenage Wasteland article in a minute about the casting, but apparently Alex Garland is just a big fan of Elden Ring. I guess he plays this video game a lot, and
Yeah.
it wasn't a situation where the makers of Elden Ring were out there shopping uh, a project around. Alex Garland made
Mhm.
a 160-page draft script and took it to I think it's Bandai Namco. We'll double check when we get into the article. But he took it to them plus like 40 pages of illustrations
Oh,
and
jeez.
said, "I want to make this Elden Ring movie." And then they
That's good.
greenlit it and they got it with A24. So it comes from a place of passion on Alex
I
Garland's
was gonna
part.
say that's the best part of when you're very passionate about something and you see they're making an adaptation of it, whether it's a book or a video game, whatever, knowing that somebody who has a lot of passion for that as well would always put my mind at ease. If you hear somebody's taken over something and they don't really know much about it, it's like this is gonna suck. But when you know somebody is that passionate about it, just like you are, like that gives me a lot of faith. And I'm sure, and I don't play Elden Ring, so I don't, we've talked about it. Like I'm not a video game person, but knowing that he actually took the initiative to say, "Hey, I want to make a movie. Here's all my ideas," without somebody coming to him. That bodes well, I think, for people who are fans of this game. I hope.
I
I
think
like
so.
Alex
And
Garland, so I like him
yeah,
as a
well,
director.
Alex Garland uh made one of my favorite films ever, which
Mhm.
is Ex Machina. Um
Yep.
I don't love Annihilation, but I like respect it, and I don't.
It's a beautiful movie.
It is
I'm not a it's a beautiful movie. I'll just say that.
an
I thought it was
Annihilation
very
has.
lovely.
I think Annihilation says more about this film. I think it'll have more.
Mhm.
You can get a little more info. Like Annihilation was a fantasy bit of construct in there where he
Mhm.
made a pretty strange creature. Now Elden
Mhm.
Ring already has some of this. I mean, they have like creatures and stuff set up, but he can do
Yeah.
it. He can do that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Men, very controversial. I enjoyed it to a degree, but I didn't like necessarily overall vibe with it. But
Mhm.
I think Alex Garland has the juice. And
Yeah.
he's also written great stuff. I mean, obviously
Mhm.
everyone is loving 28 years later, The Bone Temple, and
Loved it.
he
Loved
wrote
it.
that. So,
Loved it. Yeah.
and I think Civil War was a decent movie. I don't
Yeah.
love or hate it. And so,
Yeah.
but he came with this with a 160-page script, which is interesting because I was telling you before we started, I watched a 10-minute. I tried to watch like a 20-minute video from someone on YouTube explaining Elden Ring, and then I watched like a 7-minute IGN video trying to explain Elden Ring. And what I came away with is Elden Ring does not really have a comprehensible story. It's more of just a
I
vibes.
I started reading the wiki and I was like, I I don't know what they're talking about.
There's a big tree.
Yeah.
There's a big tree, and it's somehow related to this thing called the Elden Ring. And at some point, the Elden Ring shatters, and it plunges the land into bad times. And your job as the player seems to be to collect the shards of the ring and bring the ring back together to heal the land. That's
Okay.
the really overview because they started to talk about, well, you're one of the tarnished, and what the tarnished is, and I'm like, I can't, I don't know. And there's like apparently
Uh-huh.
these, I can't even understand. Apparently there's these two giant fingers. Did you see this? There's like
No.
your guides are like, well, I got balloons. I don't know how that happened.
2 fingers. Woo!
Is that anyway? They're literally called Two Fingers. That's the name of their character,
I believe
and they're
it.
like, and they're your guide. I mean, like they're literally like giant fingers that are like this, and they somehow tell you what to do. They're in a cave. I don't know. I don't understand it, but it's a very
Okay.
medieval, high fantasy, dark vibe. It's like
Yeah.
if you
I'm
took
gonna have to
all the
look into this
whimsy,
after.
if you took all the whimsy out of Zelda and turned it into like really edgy almost. I mean, not in a bad way. I'm just saying it's like a very
Yeah.
dark, very like high resolution. I'm kind of thinking of like um everything is very dark, and
I like
you are
dark
in
stuff,
charge
so
of fighting stuff.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that love Elden Ring apparently, and
I believe it. Yeah.
I honestly think the fact that there's not a very comprehensible story that anyone's attached to makes it more
Yeah, it
fertile
opens it
for
up a
an
lot.
adaptation.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because Alex Garland can be like, here's the guy, this is the guy that's the thing, and here's the thing he has to do in this world. You get the world building, but he can kind of fashion the story
Mhm.
to his liking. And so
Yeah.
let me hop over and get to the casting because that is something we can at least maybe talk about a little bit. Here we go.
Mhm.
So yes, Bandai
Yeah.
Namco Entertainment and A24 will be releasing this adaptation in March of 2028. It's not written or
Yeah.
directed yet, so they're I mean they've set a date and said we're gonna get this thing done. It's gonna be filmed for
Mhm.
IMAX, so they really believe in
Ooh,
this movie. Um, and they believe in getting it done as big as possible. Here's the cast list. I'm just
looks
gonna
like
read them all off.
some familiar Alex Garland names there too.
Yes. Kit Connor, Ben Wishaw, Kaylee Spaney, Tom Burke, Havana Rose Liu, Sonoya Mizuno, Jonathan Price, Ruby Cruz, Nick Offerman, John Hodgkinson, Jefferson Hall, Emma Laird, and Peter Serafinowicz. That's a lot of
Serafinovich.
people.
Yeah.
And as we've said, we have no idea who they're playing or what, there's sometimes when you have an adaptation, you get that benefit of saying, okay, here's what that character is like. And now I
Yeah.
can like try and picture this person. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
who these people are. Yeah, Kaylee Spaney, obviously a big name, worked
Yeah.
with Garland on Civil War, where she did a great
Mhm.
job in that movie. She's obviously led Alien Romulus. She did a great job as Priscilla
Yeah.
and Priscilla. Um, I noticed Havana Rose Liu and Ruby Cruz are both from Bottoms, um,
Oh, okay.
where they had a lot of that was a lot of fun. Of course, a very different kind of
Yeah.
movie from Elden Ring,
Yes.
but I think
Yes.
Havana Rose Liu has been showing up in more stuff lately.
Yeah.
I'm always up for Nick Offerman in anything.
Love it. Love Nick Offerman. I'll
I'm a
watch him in
huge Ron
anything. Yeah.
Swanson fan. I was just watching the
Yep.
Good Hang episode between Amy Poehler and Nick Offerman the other
Yes.
day. Um,
Yes.
Emma Laird was one of the um,
Jimmy's.
Jimmies
Yeah.
in Bone Temple.
Yep.
Um, and Sonoya Mizuno has been in a lot of Alex Garland stuff. She
Yeah.
was I can't remember her name. She's the other robot in Ex Machina, the very
Yeah.
like slave of Oscar Isaac's character.
Oscar Isaac. Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean that's an interesting cast. And also apparently this is based on a mythological story written by George R. R. Martin. I don't really know. When I tried to look up what Elden Ring was, nothing pointed me back to that to be like, here's the story that was written by George R. R. Martin to explain it.
That they turned into a yeah.
Um,
I don't
so
know.
I'm not really sure. Um, but players explore vast environments and dungeons to discover the unknown and enjoy the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming obstacles and challenges, which is just kind of basic. I mean, that's
Video game. Yeah.
any video game.
Any video
So
game.
so yeah, but I mean, it looks the look of the game, the feel of the game. I can understand how it could be turned into something good, and apparently it's very
Yep.
much an ensemble type of situation. Kit Connor, it seems like maybe Kit Connor is the lead, and so who I've heard that name, and I did not look up where he was at, where he was from. He's oh well, Kit Connor was in Warfare, which was
I
also
didn't
Alex
see that.
Garland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alex Garland was involved in that, obviously. Other than that, he's only been in the Heartstopper show and Ready Player
Oh,
One.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I
But
know who you're talking
but
about now.
Heartstopper, he seems to be one of the main two guys
He's one of the main,
in
yeah.
that. So someone might know
Yeah.
him from there. But Kit Connor, not in a whole lot of stuff. I'm sure that Alex Garland really is basing his casting on his time together in Warfare.
Mhm.
And just what he saw from him there. So yeah, pretty much everyone in here is from
And
previous
Alex
Alex Garland
Garland, yeah.
project. Nick Offerman was on his show Devs. So Alex Garland was
Yeah.
like, I'm going to pick and choose from people I've worked with and put them in these roles.
I mean, and he was
Um,
in Civil War too,
yeah, oh
Nick
yeah, he was
Offerman.
the president in
Yeah.
Civil War. So
President. Mm.
I think maybe everybody here has worked with Alex Garland. Maybe
Yeah.
not. I don't know if Havana Rose Liu when she would have worked with him. Um, anyway, so that is Elden Ring. I'm a big A24 fan. And
Mhm.
this is going to be interesting to see because I'm normally, mostly A24 does weird little indie projects, and this is actually a pretty big budget.
It feels like they're expanding a bit from that
They
into
definitely
doing
are, and actually, our next story is A24 as well, which I
Mhm.
wasn't sure about at the moment. Um,
Yeah.
but they are making a Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and they have tapped the director of Obsession, Curry Barker, which no one really knows who Curry Barker is, unless they've seen Obsession, or you probably don't know his name, but you may have seen him on like TikTok because Curry Barker makes a lot of really funny skits, almost like is it Tim Robinson? Um,
Yeah.
like he makes skits that are like that, and they're very funny. So he's kind of found his way from being a YouTube influencer, started as a YouTube influencer to now being apparently Obsession is amazing. I haven't seen it
Okay.
yet.
Haven't seen it yet
I think
either.
it
I do wanna
debuted
see it. Yeah.
at one of the festivals last year,
Yeah.
and
The
everyone was
trailer looked
raving
really
about it.
good.
It
Yeah.
looks good. It looks good,
Yeah,
and
I do wanna see it.
we're very close now to it coming out. And apparently,
Mhm.
it's so good that people have been tapping him for a lot of other projects because this is not the only project he's been tapped for.
Hmm.
They just revealed that he's written and directed something else. And now I thought I would remember, but it's lost.
Aren't they they're making aren't they making a Texas Chainsaw series as well? Not A24 or anything, but isn't there a Glenn Powell, isn't he connected to what am I thinking of? I swear I just read somewhere that they're making a Texas Chainsaw series.
They they're making a Crystal Lake series of Friday the 13th series.
Mm, where did I see this? I mean, maybe it was. I do want to see Crystal Lake too, though. Very excited for that one.
Very
It doesn't
strange.
come out until the end of the year, right? I don't
I
think.
think so. Very interesting that I know, and also A24 was fighting for the Halloween rights at one point, and
Uh,
so A24 seems to have an interest in
it
like
is A24. Glenn Powell is executive producing a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre television series and film developed by A24 through his Barnstorm Productions.
okay, well, it's very. I mean,
Yeah.
A24 has had an interest in these Halloween, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw. It's almost like their own Universal monsters, but from a different era of killers that they're interested in, which is
I
interesting
mean,
for
sure.
A24. Um, I found my thing. So apparently, Curry Barker, if I understand it correctly, has already written and directed a movie called Anything But Ghosts with Aaron Paul starring. Maybe
Okay.
I saw that wrong. Maybe he's just going to write and direct it. But the news I saw was that it's actually already finished shooting. It's already finished. So they've already shot it. But he's got
Wow.
another film coming out. But what we're talking about mainly, of course, is this
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm gonna go back over to the Screenage Wasteland article. Thanks, Duke. Um, More than 2 months after locking down JT Molnar, so JT Molnar's doing the
TV
series.
series. Yeah.
There we go. So we got JT Molnar, the director of Strange Darling, directing the TV series, and A24 tapping Curry Barker for the film remake. Barker, best known for Obsession, a young couple's relationship gone seriously toxic after one of them makes a wish to be loved by the other one. Um, Producers include Roy Lee and Steven Schneider. There's very little
Well,
information. I mean, really,
here's a question. Do we need another Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake?
you know, I've seen the original and I have not watched the remakes.
Mhm.
So for me, this would be my first legitimate Texas Chainsaw remake that I would
Mhm.
actually watch.
Want to
unless
see it?
I
Yeah.
unless I went back beforehand to be like, oh, I want to watch all the remakes and then rank them or something. Um, but no, I haven't seen the
You
other
can do that.
remakes.
Yeah.
My question, Ramona, is it's not a direct remake, but is it a little weird for A24 to be remaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a few years after they made X, which is like spiritually so connected. I mean, X, there's a
Hmm.
scene of them all riding in the van out to this creepy house, and I'm like, this is kind of, I mean,
Very
obviously
Texas
it
Chainsaw.
goes very different from Texas Chainsaw once they get there. I mean, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it feels like they already did a send up to Texas Chainsaw, and now they're remaking it. I don't know. You
I
know,
don't know.
I think it's
I'm
interesting
usually more
to
on board with I'm more on board with like I don't want to say a remake. I don't even want to say a reboot, but like setting something like maybe in the same universe and having it be in that same kind of bubble. I would like to see something original. I don't know that it necessarily needs to be remade again. I don't think it ever needed to be remade in the first place. But obviously if it's going to make money, they're going to do it. So I don't know how I feel about it. I like A24. I'm excited to see Obsession, and maybe after I see Obsession, I'll be more like, okay, I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with it. Um, but it's just, I don't know. I think I'm still of the mind where unless it's going to be like a sequel or something set in the same universe, there's so I know there's so many other good horror movies that have yet to be made that should be made before we start remaking. Texas Chainsaw is a classic, like, and I'm just waiting for the day where like, oh, we're gonna remake Scream from 1996, and I'm gonna be so pissed. And it's just, just stop it. Give us some new stuff. People have shown they want to see new original movies. We don't need to keep remaking the old stuff. The old stuff is good for what it is. We just leave it alone. But that's just me. That's just my opinion.
sure, no, yeah, right, but um, I think another interesting element of this is A24 has Backrooms coming out soon. Um,
Yeah, I do want to
directed
see
by
Backrooms.
20-year-old Kane Parsons, who is, I mean, who's straight from just being a viral filmmaker with the Backroom series on
Yeah,
YouTube. And now we have
yeah.
Curry Barker, who is 25. And I mean, he's directed Obsession, so it's not like this is his debut, but
It is his debut. Yeah.
I mean, he goes from being basically a YouTube influencer, mostly comedy, really kind of like a Key and Peele, like a Jordan Peele situation,
Hmm.
where he's
Hmm.
best known for sketch comedy, and now suddenly he's tapped as like a horror auteur because like he's got Obsession, and now he's getting the Texas Chainsaw remake. That is a huge thing to put in someone's hands at the age of 25. I mean, they're not like, let's see what, like, can Mike Flanagan do a Texas Chainsaw remake, or who else is in the horror space? Like, let's tap the guy who just did Hokum, and see if he wants to do it. It's
I want
it's
to
like
see that too.
I saw Hokum. It's
Was
pretty
it
good.
good?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
I
I
like
didn't
Adam
see it yet.
Scott. Um,
I do too. Yeah.
um, but I actually think I'm excited. Curry Barker's also 25. He was not
Hmm.
alive when Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. I'm assuming
I
he
wasn't
obviously is
either.
a yeah. I wasn't either. Most of
Shocking.
us actually weren't. It's been a while. It's been a
Yeah.
while. You have to be kind of
But it holds
older at this
up
point.
so well. Like it's, I don't know.
So it's like it's a different kind of deal. Like he grew up loving it, like so many of us have,
Hmm.
and you know, I imagine he's going to bring something fresh to it. I mean, I don't
We'll
think
see.
he's going to. He's too young and too creative to just come to this and be like,
Let's not do a scene by scene remake. Let's do
let's
something,
just
bring something
because there's
fresh, and I'll
yeah,
give it a chance.
there's
Yeah.
nothing to get out of doing a scene to scene remake of Texas Chainsaw.
I mean, but look how many remakes get made, scene to scene
And they
remakes. And
they
it's
they
like, what's
have,
the
yes.
point?
It is. It's like what would be the point of that? So
Right.
you got to introduce, and there's always the balance of that because when you remake a classic, it's like what element do you introduce without ruining the idea? But you got to have something, or if you don't have any new ingredient, it's just the same. It's just the same
Yeah.
offering again. You can go watch the regular movie. So he's gonna have
Yeah.
some twist or some creative idea. He must have had some creative idea on the story to get the part. He must have
Right.
told A24, if you give this to me, I'm thinking, well, maybe just go this way. Um,
Yeah. Bring
and
something
also
new to it.
A24 doesn't strike me as let's get the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and make it exactly make just exact remakes of the old stuff. Um, so it'll be interesting. We are down to our last topic, which is a Screenage Wasteland topic, which is our summer movie wager. We have you have I think 6 days to join. Anyone can join. The I'll add the I didn't put I forgot to put the link in the description, but I'll add the link to the description. You can go to screenagewasteland.com and find this article. We have the summer movie wager opening up uh, the last day to get you have until the end of April to get your wager in, and basically you're picking the 10 movies you think will be the top 10 box office performers this summer,
Awesome.
and you're
Yeah.
putting them in the order you think they'll be in.
Mhm.
Ramona, have you ever participated?
This is my first year. I just sent in my picks today. I have never done it
Cool,
before.
cool, very cool. I'm
I'm
glad
never
you're.
very I'm not that good at, I guess, trying to figure out who or what movies are actually going to do well. I can look at a movie and be like, that's going to bomb, but I don't, I don't know. I think I played it pretty safe with my picks, but I guess we'll see.
Well, I've started to um, make some of my picks.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm holding. I always hold out until the last day before because,
Don't
for
forget.
instance, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is May 1st, so we'll
Yeah,
have really good box office tracking
that one.
on
Yeah.
that, and we'll have some reviews come out, and so I can kind
Hmm.
of like tweak that based on that. But I mean, I think everyone, is I'm sure like 75 to 90% to 100% maybe of the people will have Spider-Man in first place.
Spider Man.
The
I think that have the number two.
the trailer was watched by like 8 billion people. So it's like
Yeah.
how many people are going to see the movie? But you don't have to reveal your whole list here or anything. But you say you have a number two. There's another movie that's very obviously like a big billion plus movie. There's actually several movies in this summer that can make $1 billion, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of will women show out for Devil Wears Prada 2?
Yeah.
Like I mean, obviously they are. Will they do it at like Barbie levels? You know,
No.
there's an
No, it's not
opportunity.
level.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, for one thing, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not as
Barbie was a lightning in a bottle moment. That's not going to be
right,
replicated, but I
right.
do think it's going to do well. Yeah.
So trying to gauge how well it's going to perform, that's a movie that could
Yeah.
be that could end up in a lot of those slots. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be a pretty well performing movie based on the excitement for the trailer. The Odyssey, obviously, there's a lot of talk about it, but it's also an R-rated epic. It's going to be kind of similar to Oppenheimer, probably. Maybe a little more exciting to people than Oppenheimer because it has like fantasy elements, whereas Oppenheimer is
Yeah.
just a talky historical drama. Um,
Yeah.
Live action Moana, who knows how well
You know
that's going to
what?
really
Even if
do.
they are, the live actions seem to do well, even if they're not great. I think, especially in the summer, parents are going to want to take their kids to see anything, get them out of the house. They're going to go see these movies. Minions, Moana, Toy Story 5. I think all three are going to do great.
And Minions, see, I'm trying to figure out the Gentle Minions deal
Hmm.
boosted that movie last time. Will there be the Gentle Minions returning, or
I don't know.
will there be a meme culture around this one, or will it kind of fade a little bit? Will that be
I have
kind
no
of tired
idea.
out? Because that's the
Yeah.
kind of thing that makes a difference on what slot it's going to be in. Obviously,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you had a bunch of 20-year-old dudes going to see Minions in groups in
Hmm.
tuxes and if you don't have that, that's gonna I mean, you're still gonna get the kids, the regular audience, but you're not gonna get that extra boost. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of factors to take into place, but yeah, this is not just for Screenage Wasteland contributors.
Yeah.
Um,
Go have
I
fun.
think you can go on there and submit your wager, and if
Hmm.
you win, you get bragging rights. Nothing else. Um,
Yeah. But
but
bragging rights are very important.
and speaking of bragging rights, I am the number one all time on the summer movie wager. As far
Nice.
as total points, but I've only won once. I've had
Oh,
three
damn.
years of I've had 3 years where I was in second place, and like two of those I
Oh,
lost by a
no.
point. So I'm trying once again to get the gold, and who knows? Who knows? Maybe this year I won't even place, but um, it's very different. It feels very different than last year. Um,
Yeah.
the things that are on the board feel different, but something's going to surprise us, like it always will. Like last year, it ends with us. Who was putting it ends with us
Yeah.
on their
Nobody.
thing? I mean,
Wow.
we got to watch out for Scary Movie. That
Mm.
could somehow break the ranks. Uh, I think Backrooms could catch some fire. It's a viral internet thing.
I don't think it'll be top 10, but I think it'll do well. Yeah.
So we'll have to see. In that bottom five area. It's really hard. You got Masters of the Universe, which is probably gonna like flop, but make enough money to possibly be in the 10. So you're like, it's hard. It's hard to say. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but again, link will be in the description. That is our show for the day. Thank you so
Yay.
much for joining us. We did not get to talk about a couple of things. I totally didn't even think to put in Practical Magic 2 trailer, which I know a lot of people will be very excited about. I've only seen Practical Magic once, and
I love that movie.
I enjoyed the vibes of it. I enjoy Halloween vibes. The
It's
plot
my
kind of
comfort
lost me.
movie. I love it. I love it. I love the books too, so I'm all like, I'm in the universe. I love it. I'm
I didn't
excited for
even
the
know there
second
were
movie.
books. I didn't even know there were books.
Oh my god, Practical Magic is based off a book
Well,
called
there we
Practical
go.
Magic.
Um,
Alice Hoffman. Her books are amazing. Go read them.
Also, yesterday there was a check it out. There's a Spider Noir villain reveal. I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited for Spider Noir. I thought,
I am too.
please, please watch it in black and white. Please do
Yeah.
not watch
Oh
that
yeah,
show in color. It looks so much better
no,
in black and white.
in the black and white.
Um,
Yeah,
I love
very
how they're
excited for
just
that.
like every frame they can possibly make really dramatic. They're just making it super dramatic, which looks awesome. And I love Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah,
Um,
me too.
so for him to be the big bad is gonna be great.
It's gonna be fun.
Um,
It's gonna be fun.
and then Nicolas Cage, of course, as Spider Noir is just gonna be. I don't know that it's gonna be good, but I know that I want to see
It'll be good.
what it
It'll be
works
good.
out as. He was
Yeah,
obviously already good in Spider Verse,
he
and so
was.
now he's gonna be good. So anyway, that's the show. Thank you so much. We will see you out there in the wasteland, and we'll be back next week for another episode of Wasteland Wrap.